Alrighty, guys. Just game updates. I know you guys hopefully have been made aware. Just a couple of rest days for Harrison Smith and Stephon Gilmore, and then we did get full participation from Jordan Addison and Jaylen Naylor today. As of right now, we will go in without any game status designations into the game this weekend, and very much excited to kick this season off, challenge an opponent on the road. A lot of factors we got to go handle well as a football team. We've had a really good week of prep and just complimented the team on really since reporting to training camp the systematic approach we went towards building towards this opportunity, and I think they're looking forward to it.
When you look at the way Jaylen Naylor performed just during the summer, I mean, that was something that you kind of envisioned for him.
Yep.
Where do you think he is now in kind of his progression after having that full summer of practice?
Yeah, I think really as good of a camp as he was having and had performed well in a couple of preseason opportunities, really I look at this with his ankle as kind of a affirmation of what he's really the next step for him, which is sometimes working through something and making his way back. And I'm proud of the way he went about it. I'm proud of the way he responded to attacking his treatment, but still staying mentally engaged and then being able to hit the ground running when he came back. So it's been a process for him throughout early on in his career, and it's always been about Jalen's ability to be on the field, and be consistently out there and do what he did. Really, every time he's ever gotten opportunities for us has been really positive for him.
Question, but whose idea was the logo on the shirt?
This was Ryan Cordell's idea. Yeah, no, Situational Masters Friday. You can't do anything around here without having a T-shirt made. So, very much a fan of this one.
Kevin, Jordan was talking yesterday about how much further along he feels in the system this year, just his learning of it. How do you think his knowledge of the system will show up on Sunday?
Yeah, I just think it's year one to year two for somebody who had so much success as a rookie. I think sometimes I even forget just the amount of times for a guy to score 10 touchdowns and have over 900 yards and just some of the impactful plays that he made in critical moments. I think he ended last season really confident, and then just has really gone about his business. He's been one of those guys I remember talking to you about throughout the offseason program, work that he was putting in on his body, always having a mindset of attacking it from a meeting standpoint, because he knows, as talented as he is, if he knows exactly what to do, where to line up, and really the technique and details that Keenan really emphasizes, he's going to have a chance to have some success. And I think he also learned, especially when Jets came back later in the year, having gone from really without Jets for that chunk of the middle of the season where he really had to step up and make a lot of plays for us. Jets comes back and he kind of got a taste of consistently what it can be like with both of them playing with that kind of confidence, and our ability to be explosive because of it. So I think Jordan's just going to continue to get better and better, and he's going to hopefully get off to a great start.
How much did you guys look or get a chance to scout Malik Nabers before the draft? Just what were your impressions of him?
Yeah, we didn't. Obviously, we were pretty preoccupied with kind of the areas we ended up addressing early on in the draft. But part of that process for me was studying Jaylen and getting a feel for him as a quarterback, and I was wildly impressed with Malik's ability to do really. You can't really call him any kind of you can't put him in a box as a possession receiver, a vertical threat, a guy that can win in the move area, a guy that can separate in the intermediate or deeper zones. He does all of that, and I just think the competitor that he is, that shows up a bunch. I think he's going to have a tremendous rookie year, and we have to know going into it that he's one of those guys that you have to have a real plan for from a coverage standpoint. Our guys are definitely aware of what he's capable of doing, and we got to have a plan for it.
Kevin, we were just talking with JJ McCarthy, and he was talking about just his attitude toward learning and trying to grow from this and turn into a positive. I guess, how have your personalities gelled? That seems to kind of match up with your approach. Yeah. And how could that benefit him going forward, having that kind of positive outlook?
Yeah, he's I think we have very similar personalities in a lot of ways, and in other ways we might be a little different, but that can be a good thing too. And I'm such a fan of the way he goes about his daily, whatever the daily is. Now it looks different than what it did when he first arrived for rookie minicamp, when, the culmination of the off-season program, training camp, he finds a way to laser his focus on the things that are really important, regardless of what the outcome of that individual day or week's going to be. I think he really took to kind of that mantra we had for our team, about, the progress is the process side of things. And I think the big thing for me is just making sure that he knows that I'm available to him throughout this time, as if he was our starter, our number 2 or number 3 quarterback, whatever it would have ended up being, because the mindset towards the long-term growth and the goals that we have for him, those are all still in play. Nothing's changed from that standpoint, other than, like we've had to talk about here, is just we don't get to see it in the immediate right now. And I just love his attitude. I love the way he doesn't feel sorry for himself. He's frustrated that it happened, but at the same time, he's immediately going to do what he's always done since he's got here, laser focus on what I can control. And I think that'll serve him really well throughout his career, because that's what playing quarterback in this league is all about.
When you're trying to set up a schedule for a guy that's rehabbing injury and you're still trying to develop as a quarterback, how do you kind of do that when you don't have the on-field time with him and just figuring out what you still can make happen for his development?
Yeah, I think, it goes hand in hand with a lot of things that I'll do with Sam, from a standpoint of throughout the week, asking him questions. Hey, how did that feel? I know this is the intent of what I told you we're trying to get done. Did you feel like that was possible with how things played out on that rep in practice? Or do I need to change this route? Do we need to change the backside route? Do we need to maybe do it out of a different formation to get a different coverage response? Those are the types of questions, Ben, I'm normally asking the guy that's going to be taking the rep, and those are the questions that we met yesterday for 45 minutes or so before practice, and JJ had some of those questions. Hey, I heard you say this. What did you mean by that? With this look that we're getting this week, why are they doing that? And then what are we doing as a result of that? And that's really what I want. I want his mind going to the why, how he can have ultimate clarity. Even though he doesn't get the rep, he's sure going to get to see the game play out, the adjustments we make within the game, and then apply that to what he's already learned within our offense, because I do think he's got a really good feel for our system already.
What are the rules on when he's out of the boot and all of that? When at the point in time he could have come back maybe on practice, then can he practice with you in December, or can he do work on the field?
No, and that would have been kind of the driving force behind thinking a little bit more short term with the IR designation. But no, he's not allowed to do that. We can, however, we've got a lot of capable people in this building. I know I'm not capable of doing the medical things, but I think between our strength staff and our medical staff, I think they're more than capable of maybe creating a world where he can be simulating some reps. And much like you guys have seen with some of our other players like TJ, looks like he's running routes, it looks like he's catching the ball, it looks like he's going through a simulated drive. JJ will be able to do all those things, and we just can't be out there as coaches, and he can't be out there with active players as his teammates.
He can be out in meetings and everything.
Everything. The only thing he's not allowed to do is participate in active practice or games.
In the Chiefs game last night, your thoughts on a point of emphasis I didn't know a thing about, the illegal motion penalties that kept being called.
Yeah, so I was looking for how they were maybe going to call some of the motion stuff, but these were every year it seems like the tackles lining up too deep, not having enough players on the line of scrimmage, and or the receivers not making sure you've got your two eligibles that are on the ball. They're always emphasizing that. They are kind of giving pre-warnings now, pregame, and that kind of counts a little bit more so than in the middle of the first quarter you get a TV timeout where they say, hey, coach, you got to remind your right tackle he's got to move up a little bit, and then you can normally articulate that, and position coach handles that. But they really want to enforce it, which I think is the right thing, and we're getting. I expect to get basically 17 warnings in that 90-minute pregame meeting, which they've told us will happen. And we've got to practice the right way and acknowledge it when we're watching the tape of this might be close. So when in doubt, maybe a couple more inches forward, or at least make sure we're checking with the officials throughout the early part of the game.
Similar is your pregame process with Sam, like play caller quarterback, to what you've done in the past?
Identical. Yeah, we'll go through our normal. Tomorrow morning we'll kind of go through our normal process that I like to do with the quarterbacks, and provide a lot of it at this point, you guys know, is my favorite meeting of the week, the red pen meeting, where we can take some plays out because we got plenty of them. Thanks guys.
Thanks.